This is a Kmart production, brought to you by Dudzik Chiropractic and MJB Electric.
Listener's discretion is advised. Zabills Podcast.
Welcome to Zabills Podcast. If this is your first time, we discuss the Bills games while we review two different Buffalo pizzas. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Welcome to the big show.
On this edition of Breakfast with Zabills, we have Jay from Calgary. Jay, how are you?
Doing great, guys. Doing great yourselves?
We are fantastic. Sean, how are you?
So I'm doing great, Jay. I'm doing great. I'm really hoping those Calgary Flames take out the Florida Panthers for me, but, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens, for sure.
Well, Sean's holding it back, but, Jay, Sean is a diehard Bruins fan in Buffalo.
Jay, I wasn't going to bring that up till after the interview. I did want to spoil the whole thing for you.
Yeah, I'm a Canucks fan, so I hate the Bruins, absolutely.
Listen, you would love this panel then, because I get nothing but grief from the other 5 members here who are pretty much diehard Sabres fans. But yeah, well, you guys are having a great season out there in Vancouver, so enjoy it.
They're doing amazing.
They're doing fantastic. They got a nice team. They've got centers I would kill for, and they're doing great. That's good stuff out there.
Yeah. All right. Totally.
All right. My first question for you, Jay, is what did you think when you first saw our email come through? Did you think it was spam, or did you think this was a hocus pocus BS email, or what did you think?
I knew it was legit. Me being in the social media world, I kind of get lost of those emails. So I can go through the spam ones pretty easily. Yours seemed legit, totally, 100%.
Okay. All right. We're waiting for somebody to say that they thought it was a load of shit, and then they came back around to it like 2 weeks later.
Jay, tell us about your Bills backers organization. Why the Buffalo? I mean, it's going to be a loaded question, but why the Buffalo Bills? Why set up a Bills backer in Calgary, Alberta, in the beautiful Providence of Alberta? And just lead off with that. What's the name of your organization?
So we're the Bills Mafia Calgary. It was actually set up by our 2 co-founders, Aaron and Timmer. They are from the Niagara region, and they moved to Calgary. They didn't know each other were living there, and they found out, and they just started watching the games together and figured there's a few other people around that could join them, and they did it 3 seasons ago, and it was a fairly small group, maybe about 20 people. And then they wanted to expand a little bit. So they found me on social media. I was just wearing Bills hats, and they looked like, he's got different Bills hats in every video. Like, he's an actual fan. So they reached out, and 3 heads together, and we just started growing this. The playoffs, we hit capacity at the bar, and we had to turn people away. Very unfortunate, because one of them was like a radio, he does the CFL reports up here. He's, I can't remember his name, but we had to turn him away at the door, unfortunately. But yeah.
So how many?
They just wanted to build a community of people that have moved away that are Bills fans, and they did an amazing job doing that.
That's amazing. How many followers would you guesstimate you guys carry in Calgary at your Bills backer bar?
Like actual members, we just did an emailer, and there's like over 90 people on the email list.
That's good. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what drew you specifically? I mean, I guess you could talk about your organization as a whole, but what drew you specifically to the Buffalo Bills?
Me. So I am from Vancouver, like I said earlier. I have all my family's from Hamilton, Ontario.
Hamilton.
I was flying out for a wedding, and my cousin's like, I've got tickets to the Bills this weekend. Do you want to go? I'm like, I've never been to a Bills game. Let's go. So we hauled up. We woke up like 5 o'clock in the morning, hit the tailgate. Tailgate was incredible. There's like one of the guys met a chick on Tinder, banged her in an outhouse. Just all the food, everything like that. I was just, ever since that moment, I was Bills Mafia forever. I was Bills Mafia for life from that moment on.
Oh my God!
So
that had to be a private lot, Sean.
You're telling me you are one-time Bills Mafia tailgating, and you are hooked for life. You have to be
for life
to bring Bills Mafia and everything that goes on to Calgary. The Stampeder. I mean, that's wonderful. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So shout out my cousin Dougie for bringing me to the game. Give him a big shout out for turning me Bills Mafia for life.
Now, Dougie's from Hamilton, right? Hamilton, Ontario?
He is, yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, definitely reach out to Dougie. You want to give him a plug for sure. Because, I mean, oh my God. Can you recall what game it was? What game did you go see? Do you remember?
We were playing the Patriots, and I wrote "fuck Brady" on my belly, and we beat the Patriots that day. And I was getting my picture taken with the cops with my belly out. It was awesome, man. It was amazing.
Oh my God, you were Bills Mafia before you were Bills Mafia.
100%.
Now, was that your first NFL game you'd gone to?
Ever. Yeah.
Ever.
It was my first.
Well,
yeah, I'd had like season tickets to the CFL up here, and I'd go to the CFL a lot, but it's a big difference in like, the sport itself between CFL and NFL. And just going to that NFL, the Bills Mafia, it was just life-changing.
What year was this?
Early 2000s. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
It was early 2000s.
All right.
So we could basically carbon date that as your beginning of your fan. Well, I'm stumbling here, but that was the origin of your infatuation with the Buffalo Bills.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Wow. So you are not a because Seattle's not too far from Vancouver, right?
They aren't far at all, but I didn't really. I don't know. My friend group wasn't really into the NFL. I didn't really have it, and just going there and watching it just game changed from there on out.
My wife and I took a cruise to Alaska for our honeymoon, and we got on the boat in Vancouver. Man, that is one hell of a beautiful city you live in.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It is
oh my
amazing.
God, is that awesome? So growing up in Vancouver and now in Calgary, how does Canada view the NFL?
They love it. They really do. There's like small pockets. Like there's a few backer bars throughout Canada itself for the Bills alone. I don't know about the other organizations, but they love it. Constantly going down to, everybody, like a lot of people I know constantly going down to Seahawks to watch games and stuff when their favorite team will come or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, is the NFL just as popular as the CFL?
I'd say more popular. CFL is not really great at all. I don't like the CFL at all.
The product anymore. The product itself. Okay.
Because you're now in Calgary, like kind of central Canada. We can, I think Kyle brought up, obviously Seattle's a fit for Vancouver, Toronto, the Hamilton region, obviously Buffalo, maybe the New York Giants or Jets. What is the NFL fan base? What team does Calgary or Central Canada latch onto? What's the overarching?
So I saw a poster that was said, and apparently Alberta's for the Seahawks. But
really?
I don't really know any fans here myself.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was curious about, geography in terms of, would it be a Detroit thing? I mean, I don't know what else, but when we heard about Alberta, it's like, wow, that's fantastic. They're just Bills backer. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Now, did you say that...
I mean, most of our roots are coming from people that had lived in Ontario.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So like the
Buffalo,
Canadian transplants.
Right, from basically Ontario going out west.
Okay. Yeah, Niagara region. Most of a lot of our members are from the Niagara region.
Okay. So, Jay, in one of your earlier emails that you first sent back, you mentioned that you'd actually listened to our podcast before I emailed you.
I had heard about your podcast. It was being posted on one of the groups that I was in. I'm one of the admins of the Canadian Bills Mafia thing, and I think it was posted in there somewhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just reached in and looked from there.
Awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah. So and I'm a foodie too, right? So stuff kind of popped up on my...
well, speaking of foodie, if you've listened to an episode or two, you know that we do our review kind of verbally because no one can see it. But members and I have agreed that we're going to start trying doing it because we eat the pizza before we record because our wives were complaining that they heard us chewing too much. And
a lot of people don't like chewing at a podcast. Yeah,
yeah, unless you're into ASMR, so which is not our bag. But we're gonna try the Pizza Joe and Dave Portnoy thing because we're just gonna record us eating it beforehand and try to maximize our content from there. So
and that kind of
it'd be good for some short clips and stuff on like TikTok and stuff. Like I don't know if you guys have a TikTok or anything like that.
We don't have that yet, but. Yeah, we'll try that.
Jay, while we're on that topic, what's the pizza? I mean, because you're all over the place. Vancouver, Calgary. What's the pizza market like out there for you guys? What do you go to? What would you recommend if I come out to Calgary?
I actually just went home to. I'm from a small town outside of Vancouver called Squamish.
Okay.
I actually just went home to get my favorite pizza of all time. It's like a Greek style pizza. It was absolutely delicious. Ever since I moved from home, I lived in like Hamilton for 2 years, and then back to Vancouver and Calgary. I've never been able to find decent pizza, especially in Hamilton. Yeah. So I just kind of refer to the one that I don't know if it's nostalgic rating or like whatever, but I just posted a review on my page actually of this one. But yeah, it's just my favorite. It's the stuff I dream of.
How would you describe your typical Canadian pizza style? Like, what's it similar to?
So you go with your sauce base. And then they put like the pepperoni on the bottom and then cheese on top.
Oh.
And it's very thick with cheese.
Very thick cheese. Okay. Is it sloppy? Because I like sloppy pizza.
It can be sloppy.
Okay.
It can be sloppy, yeah.
Okay.
You're not getting that crunch factor.
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of mom and pop places doing pizza joints, or is it all chains, all local chains?
You get a few, but mostly local chains.
Yeah.
So that would be like a
Boston.
Boston.
Mom and pops are going out.
Like a Boston pizza?
There's Boston pizza here, yeah. Boston pizza's okay. I mean, it's not that great. They've got a lot of other things in pizza, but like, there's like, Domino's, Panagos here. I don't know if you have Panago down there. Pizza Hut, all
Pizza
those
Hut.
things.
Yeah, where Pizza Huts are coming back in Buffalo for some reason. I don't get it.
They did. Yeah. They left our area for about 2 years, and all of a sudden they're making a triumphant return.
Now the only reason why I know Boston Pizza is because when we were under the age of 21 for New York State, we would go into Niagara Falls, Canada, and Boston Pizza is right over there in Clifton Hill.
Right.
So, but
when Vancouver was playing Boston in the playoffs a few years, I can't remember the year, when we lost to you, they actually changed the name from Boston Pizza to something else pizza. They wouldn't allow the word Boston.
They changed it to Vancouver Pizza. They actually put a line through Boston. And
was it Vancouver?
I
thought it was Montreal did one too, or something as well.
Vancouver Pizza.
Jeez, you know everything about Boston, don't you, Sean?
And when the Bruins the year before were playing Buffalo in the playoffs, there's actually a town, a suburb outside of Buffalo called the town of Boston, and they for like 30 days changed their name to. They're not Boston. We're going to change our name to like Cayuga or something like that for these 30 days because the Sabres are playing the Bruins. So yeah, I know there's a lot of Bruin hate in our two regions, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, especially for me.
Yeah. All right, let's get into Bills talk. What did you think of last season?
Last year, I mean, I would have liked to see it go further, obviously.
Yep.
I don't know. That last game was kind of a shit show to me. But I did enjoy it. I mean, it was great. Great to see us go as far as we did. I mean, I would have liked to see us go further, but yeah.
What are your hopes going forward? If you had a magic wand and you could just, dial up whatever you wanted to for this upcoming season and the Bills would start how you would want it, what's your hopes for this upcoming season?
Undefeated with the Super Bowl. I mean, what else? Like every Bills fan, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, personnel-wise, who would you like to? I mean, obviously, a bunch of people just got axed, but
yeah, we just had some hard cuts.
Yeah.
I thought Von Miller was going to go. To be honest with you, I don't know. They restructured his. I mean, he didn't even play last season. I thought he was going to go. It'd be nice to see some of these. I was just looking. I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a new wide receiver that really wants to work with Josh Allen. I mean, if he wants to work with him, he thinks he can help him out. It'd be great. Yeah, I don't know. The cuts were a little scary, but they're necessary.
Yeah, because I was always for build the offense to outscore every other single team, and I thought they did that, and it didn't really work. So now it's almost like now they have to replicate. Sean's said it before. Replicate the Chiefs. Like build up a good defense. And then, Sean, would you say the Chiefs have a mediocre offense?
I think they have a great quarterback, and the supporting cast minus Kelsey is average, maybe slightly better than average at best, but nothing spectacular. And their defense was really, really good. They improved that, and they rode it all the way to the Super Bowl. And it wasn't like
their defense was incredible this season.
They shut down Josh Allen, and then they shut down McCaffrey, to win it all. So that's got to tell you something about how their defense is. And I think that's going forward, our blueprint. We got the quarterback. Hopefully we have the tight end. I'm feeling good about Cook myself in terms of the running game. If they could add a piece here or there, shore up their defense, my goodness. I mean, I'm starting to believe that might be the formula for finally to break our Super Bowl curse.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of Sean McDermott?
I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, he's done so much great for the team. I mean, I give him a couple more seasons, and if it's not growing, I mean, it's time to move on.
I'm not a fan favorite with my opinion. I wanted him gone the day after 13 seconds.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
but
think,
he did call an incredible defense. So
Right.
now you're like, oh God, he did call defense, and I just don't think he's great at time management. Maybe he had too much on his plate this year.
and I think. I think all of the fan base locally and nationally will agree he's a good coach, but is he going to be that Andy Reid type coach, Don Shula type coach, Jimmy Johnson type coach that's going to get you to the promised land? And that's kind of, are we stuck in this better than average but not great coaching position? I don't know. That's kind of what we go back and forth on here at the podcast. Is like, he's good, but is he great? And you do need a really good, great coach if you want to win a Super Bowl, I think.
No, it's necessary.
Right. Jay, who is, and we can go past, we can go current, who is your favorite Buffalo Bills player?
I mean, Thurman Thomas was amazing. Jim Kelly, I mean.
Right.
Oh, so you
I
did
like Josh Allen.
watch?
I mean, I think Josh Allen's done so much. He's a great quarterback, probably one of the best quarterbacks we've ever had. I mean, a couple of them.
So you did watch Bills football before you went to a game?
I've watched it. I've had to go back and watch it and watch some of the key games and stuff like that.
Oh, geez.
Just
Doing your homework.
just because I'm a fan now, you know.
Yeah,
and you got to go through the pain with everybody else.
Yeah. Let me go back to your organization / backer bar. Do you guys, or one of the people in like admins, or do you guys own an establishment that you have all these things at, or is it just like an online club kind of thing? And you meet?
What happened was they found a nice little bar called Muggs Pub, and they kind of let us run the show on Sundays, do what we need to do there. Like, we did a pop-up Buffalo versus everybody had, like, we imported hot dogs, Salem's hot dogs. We had beef on a whacking. We changed the menu a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's just a great environment there. The staff's wonderful. The owner, Brett, he's very, very, very nice guy. They let us, like, slam through tables in the parking lot. So it's amazing. I don't know. It's a great environment.
And the name of that place is called Muggsy's Pub?
Muggs Pub?
Muggs Pub, yeah.
Muggs Pub, okay. That's like a guy with a boat. You're friends with a guy with it's better than owning your own boat. Being friends with somebody.
Yeah.
They got a friend. Got somebody that owns a bar. They don't have to own it. That's great.
Do they allow you on Sunday to rent it out and it's yours for the Sunday, or how does that work?
They just show up with the group. I mean, we're bringing, like, his Sundays weren't that busy, I don't believe. So, right. I mean, it's just like a win-win for all. One of our, like, Aaron, he's a restaurant manager, one of the co-founders, and we did the Super Bowl at his bar there.
Okay.
After, just because he was working that day and just wanted to be, with him that day. But they chose Muggs Pub before I was even there, and they love it.
It's a symbiotic relationship, Sean.
I like that. That's a good term. Nice science term there, Kyle. I love it. I'm coming to Alberta. I'm going to Muggs Pub. What's their signature food or drink? What should I get?
So, I mean, just whatever they've got on special. We do, there's something called a Berta Bomb that you've got to try. It's like tequila with Mountain Dew.
What?
I didn't have one until I moved here, but I'd get a Berta Bomb for sure. And, like, on Sundays, he does, like, half-price pizza. So get the pizza. It's half price.
Okay.
Delicious.
Let's go back to this tequila and Mountain Dew concoction. What else are they is it just that? Or is they putting other things in there?
Sorry, what was that? You cut out.
Is it just tequila and Mountain Dew?
Yeah, and salt.
Oh, and salt.
Salt, yeah.
Oh. They salt the rim, or you got to put the salt on your hand?
Yeah, they salt the rim. They salt the rim a little bit.
That's interesting.
Oh,
that's
what's the ratio for the tequila to Mountain Dew? I'd love to try that.
It's just like a drop shot. So it's just like a little bit of splash. Keep it from puking or whatever.
Oh, so it's a shot of tequila and then Mountain Dew for color.
Yeah, basically.
Drop it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can give that a go.
You got to try one of them.
We'll give that a go.
And How's their pizza at Muggs Pub? How would you
It
rate
holds
it?
up. It holds up.
It does.
It's Canadian, so it's like I'd say it's like a Greek style. A little bit thicker crust, but no flop, and it's some toppings underneath
flap.
the cheese, but it's very, very cheesy.
Okay. And you're obviously, because you say they hide the pepperoni or toppings under the cheese, there's no cup and char, huh?
No.
You should have them experiment one day to put the pepperoni on top.
I mean, he'll do it. I'm sure Brett will do it. Oh, yeah. He's very accommodating.
I'm calling you out, Brett. Put the pepperoni on top.
That is awesome. That is
He'll
awesome.
definitely listen to this too. He definitely will.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay, so he said Jim Kelly, Thermal,
He said no.
Josh Allen.
He's the second one to lead off with Thurman Thomas as one of his favorite players.
I mean, Thurman Thomas was amazing
He was
to watch.
amazing. He
He was great. I watch his highlights all the time. He's amazing.
Okay, so those are your favorite players. What is your memorable Bills game moment?
When Josh Allen jumped over the Chiefs there that time, that was amazing. But my most memorable game moment's got to be going to the game and beating the Patriots when they were hot. I mean,
Yeah.
beating Tom Brady, that's got to be my most memorable.
Hey,
game moment.
that possibly was it cold or was it warm for the game you went to?
It wasn't cold. It was in September. I think it might have even been like a preseason game. It was like in September.
People are
the
banging
wedding
in
was.
porta potties for a preseason.
he might have been it to one his leadoff game, the one that's coming to mind, early 2000s. September was 2000.
Could it have been the Sam Adams game
It could
where
have been
he had the
31-0,
interception?
31-0, where they smoked Tom Brady. And I think
Yeah, it was a blowout. It was a blowout.
It could have been that game
That's
with Sam
when
Adams.
When he
I
said
think it should have been that game.
that's what I was thinking of. Where it was Law. Oh, what's the guy? I'm gonna miss the guy's name. We had just picked him up, who was a safety
From New England.
He got a pick six in the end zone. We ended up just destroying it. It might have been 03. I think.
What the hell's his name? Something Law.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah. Anyways,
What's your? I got to ask this one because what's your ratio of Vancouver Canucks to Buffalo Bills? If it's a pie chart, what's the percentage of fan for you personally? What's your percentage for Vancouver Canucks? What's your allotment for the Buffalo
I'm
Bills?
I'm Bills. I kind of fell out of love with the Canucks after the Boston loss, to be honest with you. Kind of getting back on the bandwagon a little bit right now, but I am Bills Mafia.
Wow.
99%. Yeah.
will you be going to the Flames Sabres game?
We are going to the Flames Sabres game as a group. We've got about 30 to 40 seats.
Wow.
Booked right behind the Sabres bench. We're all going in Bills Mafia attire, and it's going to be a great time. So anybody listening, come to the game with us.
Hey, you know what? You should make a Zabills poster and put it up during commercial breaks, and hopefully we can watch you on TV. Well, they'll be the Bills
100%.
guys. They'll be the Bills guys behind the bench. So.
100%.
I don't go to a lot of Buffalo Sabres games if they're not playing the Bruins. My wonderful father-in-law took me to a Sabres game this past week against Winnipeg, and the crowd was sparse, to say the least. There might have been maybe 10,000 people there. So
Yeah, it's not looking. I think we'll be the only Sabres fans in the building.
right.
I don't think there's going to be many other people cheering for the Sabres.
Yeah. Okay, that's fantastic. Yeah. So I'm assuming Calgary for the most part still a hockey fanatical town, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they've got the Stampeders here as well, their CFL team, which they get back behind pretty well.
Right.
A lot of people were calling us out for having a Bills backer bar when there's the Stampeders here, and I mean it's not even the same league. They're not even comparable at all.
But they're
but we've got a little bit of flack for some people.
But the CFL's wrapped up by mid-November, right? I mean, you still have almost 6 to 7 weeks of pure NFL without the CFL.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right.
100%.
Here's an off-the-wall question. Do you like to ice fish?
Do I like the ice fish?
Yeah.
Like when people throw fish on the ice?
No, like going ice fishing, like drilling holes.
Oh, I've never been ice fishing.
Really?
I have never been. I want to so bad, but I've never been.
Oh, see, I love fishing, and Canada has the best fishing probably in the world, And
oh yeah,
do you fish otherwise or no?
I do. Yeah, I do. More back in the day when I was living. So the area I lived in, just outside Vancouver, is called Squamish.
Yep.
It's amazing fishing there. It's some of the best. Look it up after. You'll be like blown away with.
Is this inland? Is this inland fishing or like what's that, Puget Sound out there?
No, it's not Puget. It's a Howe Sound.
Okay.
It's just north of the Puget, but ocean and river and everything.
Oh, so are you a salmon trout guy?
Salmon and trout, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite here. That's my favorite here for Lake Ontario.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you were saying that the NFL is superior in popularity to the CFL. Is that because of the athletes that are in the NFL? Is it because the rules in the NFL or the rules in the CFL are better or worse?
Well, the NFL is more popular. Like, it's just a better league. It's better organized. They're not at like risk of bankruptcy.
Oh.
And it's a better sport. I don't know. I think it's advertised a lot better. I'm sure you've never even seen a CFL commercial.
Nope, never seen a CFL commercial.
We get a lot,
right? And
we get a lot of exposure on our radios because we listen to a lot of Canadian, Hamilton, Toronto rock stations. We'll always promote the CFL, but I mean, you could probably poll 1,000, even Western New Yorkers, as close as we are, they probably wouldn't know a whole lot about the CFL.
No, not at all.
No.
Whereas almost every Canadian knows about the NFL.
Right.
So the CFL's got a longer field or bigger end zones, right? It's 100 yards, but then the end zones are
it's
20.
3 yards, 3 downs. Sorry,
3 downs.
Yeah,
3 downs. It's very good play.
Oh, yep.
Just real quick to butt in, gentlemen. It was Lawyer Malloy who we got from the Patriots.
There you go.
There we go.
Lawyer Malloy. That's who it was. But you're right. It was a Sam Adams pick for that game, and it had to be. If we're talking about the same one, right around 2003. That was the opening season 2000.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right for sure.
Yeah.
What did you think of the moves that the Bills had just made with cutting Poyer and most likely Hines?
I liked Naeem Hines. I thought he was. I just liked him. When he got those two touchdowns, full field touchdowns.
Oh yeah,
it was amazing. I just liked him. I'm sad to see him go. Sad to see Poyer go. The rest, we had to make some cuts. Who do you cut? They were the ones who lost.
A lot of people saw all the moves, every single one of them, except for Mitch Morse. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, I was really surprised with Mitch Morse." I mean, his name has kind of been bounced around the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that
we were saying he's going to the Eagles. I heard, but I don't know. I guess see what happens there.
Yeah. I'm glad that Von Miller. If you can't get rid of him because he wasn't going to get charged or arrested or whatever, I mean, at least he's restructuring that.
At least he's restructured. Fuck, we needed that.
Yeah, and then Douglas restructured, and they got some players that are getting beat up and older, and unfortunately Trey White's 2 years in a row of an injury, and
Jay,
Milano was a hard injury to go through this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping he's back for the start of the season. Fingers crossed. Jay, you are the general manager for the day for the Buffalo Bills on the day they draft. Who are you taking with the first overall pick? I mean, not who specifically, but what position would you like them to see filled with the first overall pick?
I feel like we need. I can toss up between running back and wide receiver. Obviously, I mean, I'd like to see a nice hot wide receiver come in, but I mean, also I'd like to see a nice quick running back. One of those two, whoever's available, if we can pick the best running back or wide receiver, I'm happy with one of those.
Right.
What do you think about their defensive needs? I mean, obviously you need a safety or two.
We do, and I think we got to try and make some moves here. But I mean, I don't see picking up a young safety or anything in the draft is going to help us this year. I'm worried. I'm worried about the season. I'm more focused on the season than 3 seasons from now. I feel.
Let me ask you this hypothetical question: if you could bring in one person into the organization that guaranteed you a Super Bowl victory, guaranteed you from bringing one person, and that one person is Bill Belichick as head coach, would you sign up for him to come in guaranteeing a Bills Super Bowl?
100%.
Okay, all right.
Never Bills fan. And I want to see a W.
You'd be surprised how much pushback we get with that question. We like to pose that question to people, and the vast majority of local Buffalo fans, probably because of the torment he, along with Brady, put us through, they sit there and they're like, "Oh man, I can't sign that agreement with the devil. I just can't swallow that." But
I'll dance with the devil all day long. I don't mind.
I'm the same way too. I am the same way too. That's how I view it as well. I'm like, it's Super Bowl or bust. I don't care if Tom Brady comes out of retirement and backs up Josh Allen and we win a Super Bowl. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. Let's go.
What do you think about Mitch Trubisky coming back as the backup?
I mean, whatever. It's nothing spectacular. He's not going to play much, so it doesn't really affect me.
Well, hopefully, yeah. What do you have any questions for us?
No, not really. I had a great chat. Okay. I do want to give out a few little shout, our London game that we had when we played London this year.
Yeah.
Bucks Pub opened up at 7 a.m. for us. It's we had 50 people there for that game. It was amazing. So just community is awesome in the Bills Calgary area. Just love it. So I just wanted
that is pretty
Bucks Pub and everything.
That is pretty cool that you guys can get maybe close to 100 people show up to root for a team in Western New York,
right,
in Calgary.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Otherwise, people that are friends with that may not be Bills fans, what is their overall impression of the Bills? Just a bunch of losers? Boy, I love losing Super Bowls.
Crazy.
Oh.
They just think we're crazy. The Bills Mafia is crazy, is what everybody says. They all see the videos. They see the tailgates. Let
me guess. These people are Cowboys fans.
Mostly Cowboys. We got some Packers fans.
I was guessing. Okay.
Around too.
Yeah. Dude, everybody loves that stupid Cowboys team.
It's America's team.
I don't know why.
I don't even know why. I don't understand it.
I don't know. I mean, Emmitt Smith and
a lot of people like the Raiders up here too.
Raiders?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know why. The hip hop thing, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like the Raiders.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jay, I appreciate this. Don't hang up. We're going to get some information from you after. And
yeah. Oh, and anybody listening, check out at Bills Mafia Calgary on all platforms if you want to join us for anything. We've got, like I said, we're going to the Sabres game. We're going to start a softball league. We're getting a softball league for Bills Mafia fans. And then check me out, Taco Tycoon 420.
All right. What's your handle for your TikTok?
Taco Tycoon 420. So take a look there. It's all my, I got a lot of food reviews, Buffalo things, and stuff like that.
What did you say it is? Taco what?
Taco Tycoon 420.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Yes, send that, and then we'll put it in our Facebook group, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
I wish you and the Vancouver Canucks a great regular season in the playoffs. I hope we don't meet in the future. I'm going to have to rescind my good luck to you, Jay, if that's the case. But
thank you.
You're out west. I'm out east. We have no problems until we do. But have a great rest of the regular season and go Bills, buddy.
Yeah, go Bills.
Go Bills, go.
All righty.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Zabills Podcast is a presentation of Kmart Productions, sponsored by MJB Electric and Dudza Chiropractic. Thank you for listening, and if you haven't, please follow, rate, review the show. It helps with the algorithm. Zabills is executively produced by me, Kyle. Executive sound engineering by yours truly, also me. Fundraising, also by Kyle. All artwork executively produced by Avery and Mark Rochon. What the heck is this? All music and lighting executively produced by Kyle. That's more like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Please drive carefully, arrive home safely. Good night.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.